lower highs here on the premium.
Well, we're coming right down to the low as we anticipated
a retracement
at 28.75 to attend to this area of repair. We just hit it, 28.75, and went further.
A very strong basis for at least a
yes, indeed.
1, 2, 3,
and this
4,
was the area of
tick,
repair
5
right in here
move, into the range bar
that we expected this to drop to.
And
It has now done so. That doesn't mean we're done. We still have this low value area, and keeping in mind this is a red day, pardon me, a red week down. This is a red week down. Yesterday, actually Monday was a red day up, and then the start of the red week down. Yesterday was red down. Today, with the high at about 10, the low should be in the early part of the afternoon, probably not much past 2 o'clock, I would imagine, should be the low of the day. And so where that's going to take us, that's a bit hard to figure out. We just know that 2350 is a target insofar as where this market is headed, and of course once we get there, depending on when we get there, and what we see in the way of the premium and such, that will potentially help us to determine what's going to happen next. But that's our goal this week. And that's about as far as I can say. Now that could happen today, for all we know.
To show you that
it's moved
really no tick above this
10 points, a good 10 points, 12 points from the high earlier today. And this being Wednesday,
there's your range bar.
I should mention that we typically see the market move up to the first standard deviation point, which
so what you're looking for, this is
it doesn't quite make. All right, it doesn't quite make it there. It gets pretty close.
Okay.
But we've already hit the second standard deviation on the way back down, as you can see.
In the low here.
So that's our first standard. This is our second standard deviation point from the initial balance. This is a very, very high probability trade on a Wednesday. Better than 90% accurate.
1, 2, 3. Really
so
a 4
be aware of that.
Retracement here.
So
with a high probability.
We'll come back in a while, just check where we're at.
Divergence.
Now we're heading back into this low volume area right there at about 34, which you can see very easily. We just did it. We just did it. Okay, there's the 34 area. Nicely done. Okay. So that was an area of repair, and we'll probably spend a little bit of time there, back and forth above and below it, but it just made it up to 34. Now we're coming back, and there's nice divergence right off of the value area here, and really shot this thing up quickly. So we'll retest this, and when you see this kind of a bar, a fair amount of selling up there, but nonetheless, the premium gives you a different picture. Premium suggests, yeah, we'll go back up. We're going to go back up. Now, we just take this and compare where the premium was here, and now higher still, no divergence. This therefore is a form of a naked bar because there's no divergence, as there was here, no divergence. All we look for is an opportunity to get long. Now you had a range bar in here. You saw how that was tested. We have a range bar down here, and that could be tested all the way back to 31. But I think I don't think we're going to come right down here and turn around and go right back. I don't think so. Now we'll likely be turning rather quickly, as is normal. So let's spread this out a little bit more. There you go. So we'll probably move down to about 32.75, maybe 32.50. 32.50 is a slight low volume area in that 32.50. But you notice how this bar starts off going lower before it heads up. Okay, that's associated with that low. And that's one of the lowest bars that you've got here at that price. Only a slight divergence here. So all of these bars here, you know, from that pivot are lower than that threshold. Here, even more so there, here, and so on. So it would not be surprising to me at all, based on what the premium is telling us right here, that we'll get a retracement. We'll come right back, and we'll probably then take care of that range bar right in there. But before we do it, looks like we're going to go and test that level. Looks like we're going to have a fairly significant divergence when we do, unless something really changes dramatically at 34. We have buying there, more buying. This is going to tick up. Most likely going to tick up. Here we go. So now the question is whether you can get in, or I should say get out, if it ticks up a little higher. Now, that drop on the premium and this divergence in here at the top is more than enough to start seeing this retrace. So trying to get it in on a short at 33.75 if possible. We're in at 33.50. Not where I'd like to be, but I didn't expect to see that happen. I really thought that buying would have been enough, but because really it was a selling that stepped in right thereafter, and now it's taking this down. So there's your target. It's right there, 31.50. Okay, we'll come back in a few minutes. Now we have another range bar that just developed in here. So another strong reason to anticipate a retracement. Highs of the premium are dropping. Now, when we've stayed at a particular price for a longer period of time, this is over 5 minutes. I like to take a look at the 5-minute bar or the 15, depending on the circumstance, so I can get a good picture, a good feel, for whether the cumulative volume at that price is in favor of the direction of our trade or not in favor, giving us a basis for further action. And this is a 5-minute bar, and you can tell that up here, that area still needs a little attention, okay, at 34, because the total block of trades in here, or the total volume of trades, pardon me, is kind of favoring the buy side, all right? And only just then, as you could see this, you had 15, 14, and do the math, 1079 with 442 takes you just above where the strong buyers were. Okay, and it would be good to get a few more buyers in here to take this thing down. Okay, slightly favoring the buy side. Could tick up. So what do you do when you see this? Okay, now we're favoring the buy side. This should tick up unless we get sellers to jump in here. But you'd have to get a lot of sellers in here to keep that from going much higher. Now, at the close of that bar, we saw that. Let's go back to the 20-second bar. All right, so we had modest selling in here, but I would say it's only modest. And a little bit of divergence here on the premium. No, this is really not. It's not really giving me the picture that I want. On the 15-minute bar at that price, it's pretty even. as you can tell here. Not more favorable selling on that tick, but now we've got to overcome the next move, the next tick down. Got to get more sellers in there if that's going to work. No, it's kind of changing the picture here. There we go. You see how that was developing. Strong buying. I'll continue up. Okay, now we get to selling, stepping in. But to take it down, we've got to get more sellers to jump in and put the pressure on the move down. But that's, as far as the range bar is concerned, this is a good opportunity to get in there. 3150 is the target. And that's a nice move. $10 or $11 tick move. Okay, we'll come back to see if this pans out. Okay, here we go. Now we've got another range bar up in here. Fooey Louie. All right, it only retraced one tick. 3150 is the target. There's the bar. One tick retracement. Now don't be fooled by the footprint here. It's just the way they have this illustrated. This bar does not intersect. Are we going to run into trouble on the way down? Yeah, it kind of looks that way. Kind of looks that way. We're gonna have a little bit of a struggle here. So you're into a nice short. You may want to go ahead and take profits because this thing could retrace. But looking at the work that needs to take place down here at 31.25, that's pretty low volume. So making it to 31.50, I think, is a pretty good chance. You may not want to take it any further than that, though. Yeah, that if we just look at what happened up here at 34, less than 20,000 contracts here, slightly more. So as I mentioned, we're liable to have a bit of a struggle to get down there. Just looking at the footprint. So this may take a little bit more time. And now the indication is we're going to move back up, unfortunately. Okay, we'll come back. Another range bar right in here. So shorting that down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks. Although we've got a little higher bar on the premium here. Let's take a look at that. Okay, we need a little more divergence there. We just got it. All right, now we're looking at a 1 hour footprint. Got to get past this next tick, and particularly down here. That's going to be tough.
She hissed. Cassie came in. She was at the door. Sammy was up there just resting, and when she heard Cassie at the door, she jumped down because she heard. Normally, you know, and that was a bad sign. She should have been relaxed up there. No problem. Now there's a cat. I held her. She came in. Sammy hissed. So I put her back upstairs. So that's just what happened. I have a little cat problem here. Something spooked one of our cats, and it
became, unfortunately, quite a big problem because the other cat continued to attack the older cat. The younger cat attacked the older cat, and all because of another cat coming into the yard. All right, now let's get back to business here. Okay, I'm gonna change this. This is the key. 3150 is the target. We gotta get past 32, and we've got to get some selling in here, and it's just not happening right yet. We knew this was going to be an area of struggle. So as I was mentioning, it may be that, you know, it's necessary to think about taking profits before we get there, just because it's going to be tough. But if we succeed, then there won't be a problem here. We can easily overcome this, and that's where the selling has typically taken place there at 35 or 3150. So once we get there, it'll probably blow right through that. And even head down to 31, maybe even 3075. All right, ticking up again. Now, incidentally, just for the record, this was your green day down, right? Highs mid-morning, lows into about 2 o'clock. That's what we said earlier in our video, and that's just what happened now. After that, the probability of going lower becomes less and less. So the pattern is over. This is a very typical, very well-formed pattern. Okay. 10 o'clock. No, not even into 2. A little earlier than that. Really more closer to 1 o'clock. And now the retracement. But I think we still have a little to the downside here. So all of that having been said, that was the pattern, and the pattern did complete. So we're just at this point trying to get the market to cooperate. Well, we're not trying to get it to cooperate. It will do its own thing, but we're hoping that it will cooperate. Let's put it that way. Green day pattern down. So once again, red up Monday, red week down, Tuesday, red down, Wednesday, green down. Okay. Pattern is done. So we don't expect it to drop any further. but we are hoping that it will come back to 31.50. But it's going to have a struggle, because all that we see here at 32 on a 60-minute chart is more evidence of buying. So I am inclined to take profits there at 32.25, and then maybe, just maybe, she'll go further. Okay. Well, here we go. We managed to get to 31.50. So there's your there is the evidence for the range bar trade. It did make it to 31.50. And now coming back. So how about that? It did what we thought it would do. So with that thought in mind, that's all the time we'll take for this video. And I'm